This is the Iowa Weather Report for Wednesday, September the 9th, 2015, and now our first look at the 0Z GFS Model Run at 1 p.m. this afternoon. We have a system moving away from the state that's taking the showers and thunderstorms off into the eastern part of the country. We have a flow coming out of the north and west, and that's going to bring us some cooler conditions today and plenty of sunshine around as well. Highs will be mainly in the 70s to around 80 for the high temperatures. Any rainfall will be well to our south and east. But another system is going to be coming in from the north and west, and that might come through late tonight and into the day on Thursday, and that could bring us a little bit of activity, maybe about a 30 to 40% chance at a shower or storm. Not everybody is going to see rain, but those that do could see about a quarter to maybe a half an inch of rain in some locations, with readings a little bit cooler because of the amount of clouds around. But if you think that's great, you'll love the forecast for late in the week, Friday and Saturday. It's going to be much cooler. Highs on Friday may barely get out of the 60s, especially in our northern and eastern counties. Lows on Saturday morning may be in the middle, maybe upper 40s, with lower to middle 50s elsewhere. High Saturday, upper 60s through the 70s. A great tailgate if you're heading out to Ames for the Iowa State game. Sunday, temperatures do warm back well into the 70s after lows around 50 to 57 or so. So Sunday, both Saturday and Sunday will be great. Good weekend to go camping if you're going to do that this weekend. We go into the new work week though. Temperatures will begin to rise a little more back into the middle, maybe some upper 70s with a high pressure to our south and east, winds coming out of the south and west. Not really bringing up the humidity, just the temperatures just a little bit. And that's going to be ahead of a fairly decent system that's going to be over the western quarter to third of the country. You can see the GFS wanting to paint a little bit of activity toward the middle, early to middle of next week. We'll keep watching to see if that continues. And then we look toward next Wednesday. You can see that system is approaching from the west and southwest, with a little bit of disturbances across the Rockies back into the Intermountain West. And with the flow coming out of the southwest and south, that could bring the Gulf of Mexico up. You can see Gulf of Mexico moisture beginning to stream up into Arkansas and Missouri, and a little bit of activity coming in from the north and west. We'll keep watching this over the next couple of days to see if this develops a little more or maybe falls apart in future runs. Going into the extended period around the 20th of September, flow is mainly west to east across the country. Main storm track or main storm systems more or less across the U.S.-Canadian border. Looks like a possible tropical system just to the west of Baja California, out in the eastern Pacific. That's not worrying us at this point. We have a little weak disturbance looking like it wants to come through with maybe a slight chance of a shower or so, but we'll keep watching to see if that continues or so. At the end of the forecast on the 24th, a little bigger system looks to be coming in with a fairly decent disturbance coming in, but a bit of a ridge setting up over the southeast once again, and we've seen that all summer. But by this point, we're now looking into the early part of autumn. So a storm system, a fairly decent one at that, could be approaching our area and maybe skimming our area for the last 2 or 3 days of this model period with a little bit of activity, but we'll keep watching it. Our confidence isn't too high at this point, but it could change. Satellite image from last evening, we have the storm system moving away from the state, taking the clouds, showers, and a few thunderstorms along with it. A fairly decent upper or low pressure center over western Ontario, moving up into Hudson Bay, and a lot of streaming moisture out of the south and west. That's with the Pacific Hurricane Linda, and very little going on in the watch warning map from last evening. Some heat issues across the west, got up near the century mark in the San Francisco Bay Area, could do that again today. Some red flag warnings in Wyoming, and it's fairly quiet elsewhere, but the QPF chart through Sunday evening at 7 o'clock, rainfall around here, as I mentioned before, maybe a quarter to a half an inch. Some areas may get nothing out of it. The heaviest over the Gulf Coast and up the eastern seaboard.